Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Stephanie Rose. Today I am doing a mini haul as well as my November TBR. But first, happy November! And yes, I realize that is the 2nd of November. Thank you, party poopers. I really don't care. I love the fall months. Although here, as I believe I've stated before, fall is kind of crappy here. There's a lot of wind, so the trees don't stay clothed in orange for very long, which is disappointing, but it's beautiful while it lasts. But I actually am looking forward to winter this year. I haven't looked forward to winter since I was 12, and that was because I didn't have strong memories of experiencing a winter. I had experienced it before, but that was when I was 2, and so basically my memories associated with winter was kind of smells different, but especially the snow has a taste. And that was all I really remembered. So I was really excited when I was 12. After that, I was sorely disappointed because I romanticized it so much. But this year, I'm kind of hygge-ing it in a way. I read that in the Netherlands, the people there actually are much happier during winter than people in America or some other parts of Europe because they've embraced the lifestyle that comes with cold months. And so I'm going to try to do that this year, and we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping for the best because I really want to like winter and I've always hated it. So I went to the bookstore today to pick up one book specifically, but I ended up picking up 2. Today I bought The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. Now, I had not been intending to pick this up yet. I actually went to the bookstore for one book specifically, but I was perusing all the young adult sections in the bookstore, and I came across a section that this one was in, and it turns out that they are the ruined books section, or whatever you call that. This is bargain priced. I got this for probably $10 off of the main price, and it's all because there are some flaws in the cover. There's like some scratches here where there might have been a sticker, then there's some like bends and dimples in the spine here, but I mean the cover's still pretty, it's functional, and I mean the inside is going to be the same. Oh, and there's like a dot here too. I'm not sure, I didn't see that before. Oh wow, that's pretty. I know I'm a little bit behind the times, but isn't this gorgeous? Talk about a beautiful book. But anyway, I'm getting a little crazy. But no, I was not intending to pick this up, but because I saw such a good deal, I went ahead and grabbed it because I've been meaning to get this anyway. I read a sample on Amazon a while back. I tucked it away in the back of my head, like this is a book that I would like to actually check out sometime. A little side note, the texture of this cover, like not where all this is, but here on the side, it's really nice texture. And this is something that I don't find it important with the cover of a book, but I do find it appealing, is a texture that is a lot different than your typical gloss. Because gloss is nice and clean, but it's uninteresting. And this is it has kind of like a moleskin, I think, type texture to it. And so do the books by Kendar Blake, Three Dark Crowns and such. That series, they have a very similar texture to this. And I find it very appealing. Along those lines, other textures that I find appealing on books, this texture here, these are paperbacks instead of hardcover, but they have kind of a plasticky texture to it rather than a gloss or paper, and I find that really attractive. I'm not the biggest fan of paperbacks, but I actually like these. And this cover, it might be a bad example now that I think of it. It's like a paper texture, but it's kind of a glossy papery texture. Like it's not exactly smooth, and I find that appealing as well. But I digress. The book that I went to the bookstore specifically to get is Brightly Burning by Alexa Dunn. And if you don't know who Alexa Dunn is, obviously she's a writer, but she's also on YouTube. She has a BookTube AuthorTube channel, and I have been binge watching them. I did especially yesterday because I'm planning on doing NaNoWriMo this month, and I thought that'd be interesting to get some insight on publishing, which is a typical me, procrastinating and justifying it. It's really silly, but I found her videos very interesting. So if you are interested in really good, well thought out, well presented insight into traditional publishing and other writerly things, I would check her out. I'm going to post a link to her channel in the description below so that you can check her out. I highly recommend her. I decided to check out her book. It sounds really interesting. It's Jane Eyre in space, and that sounded fascinating. fascinating to me. The bookstore I was at was doing Toys for Tots, and I don't know how many of you shop at bookstores that do that, but if you don't know what, it looks like they put like a whole display of different toys at different price points behind the register, and I saw it too late, but I saw Magic Tree House books, and oh my god. That brought back memories. It's like the dream, right? Being able to just open a book, point at it, and say, take me there. And you're there inside whatever the heck book you want. And, oh, that always made my little girl heart happy. Alright, so my TBR rundown. I am not going to put Hazelwood on there just yet, but I am putting on Brightly Burning, and I am being a little over-ambitious this month, but that's partly because I checked out some books at the library and I figured might as well read them while I had them. So Frederick Bachman, Deal of a Lifetime. It's super short, so this should be maybe a day's read. Y'all think that I read slowly, probably. I have a hard time sitting still and reading in silence for a very long amount of time. And I think a lot of that has to do with silence being almost unbearable because I have an issue with my ear where I can always hear kind of air going. It's like static and it's really distracting. So I need there to be some kind of a noise. And also my cat sits on my feet so I can't reposition, so it can get a bit tiresome. So that's why I don't read nearly as fast as some people. And you have seen this book on probably, I think it's 2 other videos before this one, and it keeps getting shoved to the back burner, but I'm going to be reading this one first after Deal of Lifetime, I think. Yeah, Leia, Princess of Alderaan by Claudia Gray. I'm fine with the fact that it took me this long to read it, but I'm really looking forward to this. Ancillary Justice by Anne Leckie. I have decided not to read Provenance or saving Provenance for last because my stack this month is incredibly ambitious and it is the least interesting of all the books that I have just because it's so slow paced. But anyway, this is also by the same author as Provenance. It sounds really interesting. I am also going to reread The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers, as well as A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers. And then Should It Not Come Due by the time that I get to it, and should I have enough time left, I'll go ahead and read Providence by Anne Leckie, but it is, as I said, at the very bottom of my list this month. Also, if you follow me on Instagram, you probably already know this, but I'm co-reading this book, Beyond Redemption by Michael R. Fletcher, with my husband. He is currently out of state. He took my copy of this book with him because he has no internet. So he's already at chapter 9 and I just finished chapter 6. So I'm like 2 chapters behind him. But anyway, this is not on my TBR, but this is something that I'm reading. Alright, so that is all I have for this video. I need to run to the gym after recording this and before editing and uploading because I'm going to play tonight with my best friend and I'm really excited for it. And we might be doing dinner beforehand, so I want to make sure I make it to the gym. So if you liked this video and want to see more like it, go ahead and subscribe below. Also hit like, post a comment. If you're participating in NaNoWriMo this month and you want to share what you're planning on writing, go ahead and post below. I am also posting links to my Instagram and Twitter in the description as always, so go ahead and check those out. I post frequently-ish. Thanks for watching. Bye! Oh, and as a reminder, starting next week, I'm only posting once a week on Wednesdays. Wow. This is gonna be fun to edit.